Here is my personal tale of the Ghostbuster patch for my costume. This is the one that came with the Spirit Halloween Proton Pack. This one, it was 4 inches. Now, I thought 4 inches was this way, which would have made it fairly close, but it's 4 inches from tip to tip. This one, it's 5 inches from tip to tip, from the top of the ghost's head down to the bottom of the patch. Is maybe 4 1/4, pretty close to it. The official Ghostbusters patch is 4.5 inches wide from fingertip to fingertip and 3.875 inches from here down to here. So none of these qualify. I was hoping this would be the case. The material is different than it probably should be. The actual material on the official uniform is more of a feltish material, and you could pay 2 or 3 times more for that. This one was right around $5. This was $6, free shipping, but it took a while. And you can see there's a little bit of flaw there. This one looks better, but it's smaller. If you had a kid, this would probably be fine, but the black border doesn't get anywhere near the official movie patch. So now we're down to these two. I think I'd rather go with the bigger patch than the smaller patch. So let's get the arm shoulder out of the costume and see how it looks. According to all the research I did, 3 to 4 inches down from the top of the shoulder. Slight crease here, and there's a little bump here from the seam. So I'm declaring that the center. So let's try this patch, assuming that this is going to be fairly straight. Some of the sites that I've been able to research say put your elbow pads on and see how it does. And I've looked at a whole bunch of footage from the movies, and it just seems to be right about there, 3 inches. So that's what I'm going to go with. So let's put the other one in. And the look of the ghost is a little more authentic on this one. I think I'm going to go with this guy right here. I think I'd rather go a little bit bigger than a little bit smaller. For a kid, you might want to go with this patch or even the kid patch. So we're going to line this up as best as we can, pin it in place, and then it's sewing time. After 15 minutes, I was able to figure out where to put the patch fore and aft, up and down. You want it kind of in the middle of the elbow pad, and I'm using safety pins because they're big and they're not going to stick my arm. Since it took me so long to figure this out, I was trying to share with everybody what you would do and how you would zero in on this a little faster than I did. First of all, I'm using a top of a plastic cover. Some people use a sewing circle, but I don't have one and I don't want to go buy one. So this top of the cover allows me to sew through the patch without going into the underside or the other side of the arm. And I did the same thing when I was putting in the safety pins. I got to the 3 inches, a little bit more, based on so many looks and so many references. Go out to the seam, farthest finger, 1.5 inches. I'm trying to figure out how you would zero in on this. So you got 2 seams up here, 2 standard number 2 pencils, and there you go. Since this is a bigger patch, I'm going to show you the slightly smaller patch and the kid patch. You can pause the video and figure out exactly where you want to go on these various patch sizes. So I'm going to use red through here. I'm going to do a red stitch through here, red through here, white through here, white through here, white through here. May or may not put a stitch here of red, stitch here of red. It depends on how strong I think these fingers are going to be. I'm going to do that off camera. It's going to take me a while. I'm not going to take these safety pins out until I have the red stitches in place. And I'm going to try to keep it pretty tight. I'll show you the details here in a second. This is a dollar store sewing kit, probably one of the best values in the dollar store. If you can find it, it's not always available. And it has red and white thread put this patch in place. And it's got some safety pins if you need them, scissors, and even an assortment of needles. The value on this for $1, even if it's $1.25, that's a pretty good deal for something like this. Oh, and a thimble. Purple. If you're not a big sewer, what I would recommend is shorter lengths of thread. This is just double through and then double or triple knotted on the end. And I'm going to start by running through the patch. Now I guess you could put this down with an iron, then sew it. I don't know. I think I'm just going to sew it straight in. So I'll start it right there because I know I'm going to come around this way with the sewing and have at it. And just check as you go under, make sure you have part that you want of the sleeve of the flight suit. And here's the patch all sewed on. It all seemed to work out fairly well. And I'm glad I went with the bigger patch. Here's a comparison. If you're gonna do it, Spirit Halloween, do it right. Or don't do it at all. And this one, disappointing. The color is even better. Thumbs up and comments, always appreciated. Thanks for watching. If you like all sorts of cosplay and costume ideas and how to do them easy and cheaply, making and breaking stuff, designs of all kinds, home repairs, I kind of do a little bit of everything. Check out my channel, please subscribe and hit the bell, because you never know what you're gonna see.